You just received your first semester law school grades. And you may be thinking to yourself, man, I haven't done so average or less than average in my entire academic life. You're trying to make sense of what went wrong academically. Well, it took me being dismissed from law school after my second semester as a 1L back in spring 2017 before I truly realized what went wrong academically for me. So I'm making this video with my wisdom and experience, hoping and pushing for you to recognize, realize, get highly aware of what went wrong with you academically so that you can take immediate action and perform and prepare better than ever this second semester. I believe what went wrong with me academically is applicable to majority of students who received average or less than average first semester grades. I broke it down to two main academic issue areas. First area, you probably did not have the proper academic approach towards the semester. And that's okay because I didn't have the proper approach either in my first semester. What do I mean by academic approach? How you approach reading, organizing, outlining, preparing, how you are learning the course material from week to week, and how you're approaching preparing for exams. 9 times out of 10, you probably use the same approach that you have used all of your life, whether it's through elementary, middle school, high school, even undergrad. Use that same approach. You brought it into the law school first semester to find out that that approach doesn't work. But this is okay because the great news is that you are highly intelligent enough to adapt, adjust, and create a more optimal approach this second semester. But the main idea that I'm trying to get across is do not use the same approach that you used last semester. This doesn't happen to all students. Yes, some students get all A's and they make an easy transition from undergrad into law school and they're just really smart. Cool. But that's not me and that's not you. That's not to say that we don't have the intelligence to get better, to improve. It doesn't say that. So right now, you have to get with a better approach. It's just like taking the LSAT. Just because you get a question wrong over and over again doesn't make you dumb. It just means that you haven't found a right approach to the question yet. But when you're mentally open to explore different ways to approach the question, then you stop getting the question wrong. Same principle applies here. So it's like academically reinventing yourself real quickly. Again, I did this academically reinventing myself after I got dismissed. And it took me 2 years to do that because I had to wait 2 years before I could reapply again. But you have to do this in less time than I did. I mean, right away. What is the best approach? How do you find it? Well, we all read, learn, organize things differently. So there's not a one-size-fit-all approach. So you had to get with however you learn, read, and organize things, but realizing that there is a more optimal way of doing it. However that works for you. Whatever you're doing right now, there's a greater way of doing it. Why? Because there's always a greater version of you. no matter what. So to help you with this, you don't have to do this by yourself. You can ask for help. Start with your academic success program at your law school. Ask some upperclassmen, law school, prep companies, or watching YouTube videos like you're doing now to get different perspectives, give different approaches, give different ways. But the main idea, again, is to not use the same approach that you use in first semester. It doesn't work. But you got to come up with a new approach and a new strategy. And I believe once you do that, you will be golden and your performance is going to skyrocket. Second academic issue. You probably had poor academic habits. And it's okay because I had poor academic habits too. What do I mean by this? All the poor academics we had back in elementary, middle, high school, undergrad that we could just always get away with, whether it's procrastination, shortcutting, assignments, all these habits that were unproductive. But as you see now, they do not fly in law school. Law school is just too intense, it's too fast paced to bring those poor academics that we had in the past and bring them in here. We had to reinvent them. We got to create new ones, more productive ones. I look at it as like throughout our whole academic life, it's like we've been driving a Toyota Camry. Simple car, not fast. And then we get to law school and we're upgrading to a Ferrari, a much faster car that requires a different level of mental intensity, concentration, skill, and focus. But we're so used to driving this Camry where trying to adapt to a Ferrari is like, oh my gosh. But we can do this. We can adapt. We can adjust. But you got to do this through practice, day by day, week by week, and realizing, getting that high level of awareness of whatever poor academics habits that you have. I don't know them, you know them, but it's time to get aware of them and self-correct them quick, fast, in a hurry. So these are the two main academic issue areas for why you may have had an average or low first semester grades. Of course, every student's situation is unique. I don't know your situation, but again, these are two main areas that I think are very, very crucial to look at, examine, and do whatever it takes to adjust and fix them right away. Now that you have this, get to it and let's go this second semester, baby. You're not going to receive dismissal. You will remain in law school. I won't allow it. Stay relentless, baby.